Can you talk a little bit about best practices in the med record area?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I think sometimes when we come into a law firm, that medical records piece tends to be the one that we can kind of get some of that early yardage in gaining some time back for that. So, I think first and foremost, as with many of the things that we've talked about with case management, it's really important for you to have a place to capture these data points. So likely that would be your case management system. So you need to have a place where you're capturing things like who's requesting the medical record, what's the date that they requested it, what's the date that it was received, what's the provider that I requested it from. And once you've got that place where you're capturing that data, well, then you can start to pull some really great reports out of your system. And some of the Vista dashboards that we've been able to build for medical records are some of my favorite dashboards because I think they really give you the opportunity to look at things maybe in a different way, think about things a little bit differently. Whenever we build a dashboard for medical records, we always include a report that shows those records by provider. And why is that important? Well, if I'm calling, ABC chiropractic clinic because I need records for two of my clients there, and I pick up the phone that morning and request them. And then later that day, Amanda's got a client who goes to the ABC chiropractic clinic. So she picks up the phone and requests that record. And the next morning, maybe Terry, sends over an email request to the ABC chiropractic clinic. Well, not only have we not been efficient because we've taken three separate people to go across and request those records, we've also likely irritated that provider because now instead of just getting one request for all of those records, they've heard from three different people at the firm for that record. So we really see an opportunity if we do it by provider to not only tighten up that procedure and be able to just, get those all at once, but it really helps us establish a relationship with our providers, which I think is important. We can then say to that provider, okay, I am capturing information from you. I've developed this relationship from you. I know you prefer your requests by fax. So I'm going to put that note in my case management system so that I know every time I call this provider, or every time I request something, I'm going to do it by fax. And it just gives us that opportunity. We can also dig into things like, hey, if I'm capturing all this information, I see typically from this provider, it takes me 2 weeks to get a record and suddenly it's taking 3 months to get a record. Well, then I can reach out to that provider because I've built that relationship to say, hey, what's going on? Maybe it's something as simple as their number has changed or their fax number has changed and I'm still sending it to the wrong place. Maybe somebody left and I need a new contact person there and I need to enter that information in the case management system. So I think there's just a lot of opportunities in that medical records request piece to kind of shave off some time and do some relationship building so that we can get that moving a little bit faster.